Hey, what up, y'all? It's week 7 of Wealthsimple Small Account Challenge, where we're trying to make as much money as possible through smart investing, as well as saving as much as possible. We're trying to go from that 10K to 100K and see how long it takes us. So, we're going to be going ahead and showcasing what buys and sells I did, my dividend portfolio, my Google Sheets, as well as my watch list, and what my outlook is for the next week. So, let's go ahead and dive right into it. Okay, diving into the charts, guys, we can see that we relatively started off the week at like around 416 on the SPY, and we ended around 416.74. So it was a pretty stable week. We had a little bit of a down trend, and then also I made a video on Thursday why the markets dropped, and then on the Friday we had a really nice run up. So that was nice to see a good end on the week. And if we look at the heat map for the Friday as well, we can see that mostly everything was up, with the exception of Netflix, which had a little bit of a bad outlook on their earnings, so that's why I had a little bit of a dip. But almost everything on the heat map we could see it is up. That's really nice to see. Hopefully there's more of that to come, and as we get more vaccinations, as well as things start to reopen and the economy starts to boom, we should see more green dates for sure. Alright guys, let's go ahead and just look at my account status. So as you can see on my TFSA, I was actually up on the month, and we're also up on the week. We had a really nice week because of our economics going up from what it had been previously, and also on Friday we had an $80 week. So on this week on the TFSA we were up $4.28%. So that's really nice. And let's go ahead and look at my personal account. On the month we're also up on the personal account on 3.47%, as well as on the week we are up 1.53%, and on the day we were up 1.08% with $36 on this personal account. So in terms of what buys and sells I did, I really didn't do any sells this week. I'm still looking for better prices to sell, and I see the market going up in the short term, so I'm definitely on that ball and I'm waiting for better prices to sell. So in terms of the buys I did buy some FSI. Bought around a couple shares of this. It did dip down, and now I currently have 33 shares. I also bought my new position in HAE. So this is a play that dipped a lot down because they did have actually a reduction in revenue, major reduction in revenue, but this made the price go a lot cheaper, and I believe this is an overreaction from the market. So previously it was trading around 120 USD, currently it's around $67. So I took this opportunity to pick up on it, and I see this company. This is in the healthcare, seeing a lot of potential for this, and this has and the revenue still didn't get reduced by as much as the share price. So share price dropped around 43%. So pretty insane, and the revenue only decreased by around 12%. So this company is definitely trading at a discount. So I used this opportunity to buy in on this, and this is the play I talked about in my last week Watchlist, LBTYK. I've been trying to buy this Liberty Global. This is the communications sector, and this stock is really undervalued. So I took this opportunity as it dipped down a little bit to go ahead and just purchase some. I am gonna try to buy more. I only have one stock right now, but if I can, go ahead and open up some more funds and go ahead and purchase this more during next week's months. Last but not least, I also bought some Bitfarms. Bitfarms went down to $4.50, so I went ahead and used this opportunity to go ahead and buy some more Bitfarms. So that's really nice. Now Bitfarms is around the $300 mark for me, good around 4% of my portfolio as well. So that's really nice to see. I did want to add a little bit more, and and because of blockchain going so much cheaper, this has a lot of potential to 2x. So previously it did peak around $8, I believe it was, yeah, around $7, $8 ish, $8.06. So it definitely is trading at an undervalue right now, and I use this opportunity just by the dip, because time in the market does beat time in the market. So that's really nice to see. So let's go ahead and dive into my portfolio spreadsheet. So as you can see, Ideanomics is still my biggest position, and it is still down around 11%, which is around $486. But I'm not really worried. This is a play I have for a really long time, and I plan on holding for a long time. So slight fluctuations really don't matter in the short term. And we did see Ideanomics go up to all the way to $2.75. So that's always nice to see your biggest position rebounding. As soon as Ideanomics bounces up, we should be in good profits, as my other positions are actually doing really well in EGLX, which just got put into the Nasdaq, so that's nice, and it's already up around 49%, which is really insane. My biggest winner for sure. So diving into this dividend split corp, I added some of my new positions here. So we have Liberty as well as HAE, and I added one stock each. And these are positions that I did talk about earlier, but these are my newest positions, and right now they're pretty much same, stable, just flat. They haven't really changed too much, but they are long-term holds, so we'll be looking to move towards that. I am looking to add more LBT by K if I get the opportunity, so we'll go ahead and see that. And I only have around $50 in cash for this week, so we'll go ahead and see about that. I do have more cash coming in, and that will give me some buying opportunity. So in terms of the rest, DPM still looking to buy. XBC, if it goes up, I'm going to go ahead and sell that. And Suncor also a swing trade for now. If VBC will go back up, Suncor should go around that $28 mark, 25, 26, 27. That's when I'll go ahead and sell this. VIX, if HUV still keeps going down, I'm going to add more. Same thing for NTWK. So it is still around almost on my price, but I still want it around $4. If it goes down to $4, I'll be adding more onto this position as well. Cineplex, still looking for the swing trade. I'm probably going to do the swing trade in the summer once people start going back to the cinemas and we see more exposure, especially in Canada. With the lockdown being over, then the price will for sure go up. That's when I'll swing trade this. Drone delivery, also just waiting for a good time to sell this. What I plan on doing with drone delivery is I was just looking at their fundamentals. Their fundamentals weren't the strongest, so I'm looking to maybe just go ahead and lower this, trim this maybe, as well as see what we can do. If we do get it below $1, I'll probably be adding a bit more and just hold for the really long time. But in terms of, it is more of a speculative play. That's why I'm just looking to just trim this position for now and making to better some of my low value plays. That's why I'm looking to sell this. Also, GRN, I'm thinking about just trimming this position. This is a green industry, which is I'm really bullish on, but I can use this money towards some of my more valuable plays. That's why I'm going to trim this. Also, Neomask, the fundamentals as well as this company is good for the long term, but I could definitely use the money towards other better plays. I have mentioned this before, but there's only 3 times that you should be looking to sell a stock that you're holding for the long term. It's when the first one is when the stock is on a really big bull market and the PE ratio as well as market thinks the stock is much overvalued. That's when you sell it. The second time is if you can use the money towards making a better play, the investment, that opportunity that's better than the one you currently have, as well as that will be better for the long term, which is why I'm selling some of these plays. That's the second reason. That's why I'm doing it. But that's the second reason. And the third reason is when the company loses its comparative advantage, then it's okay to sell the stock because the same values and the reason you invest into the company are no longer. So for the long term, it will not achieve the results that you want to achieve. That's why it is suitable to sell the stock at that point. Okay, diving into my chart here, we can see that Ideanomics is still my biggest position, around 40% of my portfolio, which is really big. But this is a company I'm really bullish on and have high conviction in, so I don't mind. And I will be looking to go ahead and just hold this for long term. I probably won't be buying unless we see below $2, which I see as a really big dip. Most likely won't happen, but if it does, then I'll buy more. But for now, I want to diversify a little bit more into my other positions, so we'll be doing that right now. Enthusiast Gaming is also one of my biggest positions. It has done really well. It's almost at a 50% gain for me. This is the company within the gaming sector and I see huge potential in it. So dividend, split 15 Corp, that's my dividend play. It's about 7.3%. It gives me around $9 every month. So that's really nice, and it's been compounding, so it's going to go ahead and increase every month. That's nice to see. Some of my other big positions are in the H2O as well as solar and GRN. So in the green energy sector, green energy is something that's going to grow really rapidly in the future, and this is why I hold some of these stocks. Standard Lithium as well is one of my bigger positions. The reason being, EV is going to be huge in the future, and this is going to go ahead on lithium. Is also the demand for lithium is going to increase. That's why Standard Lithium is also doing well as well. Valve Health Technology, this gives me exposure to the telehealth market as well as something that's growing rapidly. The demand for telehealth is also increasing, as well as appointments to avoid appointments and just be able to get doctors online. Alright, Rolls-Royce is also one of my other big positions. The reason I really like this play is it's really undervalued right now in the market, and once the recovery starts happening and airplanes are more in demand, which will happen in the future as we start getting more vaccines out. Then we will go ahead and see a little bit more of a rebound into this play, and I took this opportunity to just go ahead and add on to this. This is traded over the counter, so I had to buy this on Quest Trade, as well Health doesn't offer this play. Some other big holdings are Alibaba, which I talked about earlier. This is stock that Charlie Munger bought. I plan on holding this for the very long term. And it gives me a little bit of exposure to the Chinese markets. The same with China Index Holding, which is a retail logistics company, which is also really undervalued. I see at least 2 times it. So that's really nice to see. Bitfarms is also my crypto play. This is a play that dipped as the Coinbase came out, and investors were looking to have other ways into putting money into the crypto market. So we saw a dip into blockchains. I took this opportunity to go ahead and buy a little bit more into Bitfarms, as their financials are really solid, and they're also increasing at a rapid rate in terms of their mining operations. So diving into the industries, we can see that technology is one of my biggest sectors at 43.8%. Technology is something I see is really huge potential, and it kind of has to do with the fact that Ideanomics is within the technology sector. So this position is obviously going to be my biggest. Communication services, this is industry I also see a lot of potential. Same with renewable electricity, which is green energy is increasing at a very rapid pace. Auto parts and equipment, that's also something I see huge potential. EV coming out, and so on. So this is an industry that's going to continue to grow. Materials as well, as same way with industrial, that takes up around 10% of my portfolio, and then we have dividends, which takes up around 7.2%, which is in dividends per core. Okay guys, if we go ahead and look at my watch list, my watch list is pretty similar to last week. I still have FFN, DFN, and DGS, which I'm looking for in my dividend plays. If they do dip down, I will be adding more onto these positions. These are really high dividend plays, and I see a lot of potential for them in terms of passive income, but I'm still going to be holding and seeing if I can get a better price, as I can go ahead and just add on to some of my growth positions. So I do still have a lot of my growth positions in LILA, so the Liberty communication sectors, both of them I want to add a lot to. I haven't been able to add too much onto these positions, so next week hopefully I can add on to some of these, CIH as well, and then I have a couple others ETFs that I'm looking to add to. Also, my recovery play still remains the same. Air Canada did see a dip, so I might be adding a bit to this, so let's go ahead and see what happens next week. And Icon as well as Cineplex. Depending on how the recovery goes, Canada is in Ontario, we have a lockdown right now, so we'll see. I might be able to get some of these shares as well during this next week, guys. Alright guys, I want to thank you for making it to the end of this video. I do appreciate the support a lot. We've been receiving a lot of that. So I'll be making more videos on TFSA as well as Bitcoin in the future. And I'm finally done with school, so I should have a lot more coming up in the future. And I want to thank you guys for staying with me here, and have a wonderful rest of your day.